We are back twice in one day. What? I am so excited because this live is a bit different than the lives y'all are used to. Okay, so the purpose of this live is to introduce to you guys and to really get you guys to understand, like, I need you guys to understand what a regulated nervous system is, okay? Or what a nervous system is, shall we say. And let's not fake the funk. I don't know. Hey, AJ, it's been a long time. But I wanted to bring somebody on here who's a dear friend of mine. I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to, I'm going to handle your message, AJ, right after this live, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption to work in your favor. I already know that sounds good to you, so click the follow button. That is not the topic of today, though. Instead, the topic of today is how to regulate your nervous system, okay? So, very important topic because we all have a nervous system. I'm sure you're aware of that. And there's a lot of information going around on the internet about nervous systems and how it's impacting your life, but most importantly, the people around you. Like, that's not the shit, okay? We don't want that at all. I'm not sure how to, now bear with me because I'm literally not sure how to do a multi-guest. I've never done one before. So I'm waiting for her to join my live. So therefore we can, multi-guest the shit up, okay? But that's okay. Bear with me because I'm not going to talk about nervous system because I literally have no idea what I'd be talking about. And I only teach, as you guys know, I literally only teach on topics I'm well aware of, okay? Like, I will only teach on things that I know about and things that I've done. And this is not one of them. So hey, Redid Dance Company, welcome back to you too. I'm waiting for her to join. So I will ramble on. Because here's the thing, and I will not create an assumption in you, so do not twist what I'm saying, okay? But there's a lot of manifestation coaches out there on said internet that love to talk to you about, hey, the reason why you can't manifest is because, what? She's liking quotes on Instagram about missing someone, but I feel like it's not for me. What are you fucking talking about, Stiz? What are you talking about? Huh? That's not what this call's about, but what are you talking about? You feel like it's not for you. Yeah, what are you talking about? You're the one that assigns meaning to everything. So no, every post she's doing on Instagram, I will not show the toilet. What are you talking about? Okay, anyway, every post that she posts on Instagram, or he posts on Instagram, I don't care. You need to assign meaning to everything that you expect it to mean, period. Okay, period. No, she's obviously, of course she's missing me. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she? It made you unfollow me? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What made you unfollow me? The boldness. The boldness, is that what it was? The fact that I speak my mind. But okay, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. I'm not gonna show you no goddamn toilet. That's fucking weird. Bye-bye. Sayonara. I don't show what toilets. It's fucking weird. Oh, the app caused you to unfollow me? Oh, got it. Sorry. Hey, apologetic for me. This is a live that I'm doing for a friend of mine to talk about nervous systems and regulating nervous systems, because there's a lot of it. And I think it's important because I will never create assumptions in you that don't benefit you. Hey, baby. So I need you guys to understand something is, of course, it's good to have a right. We know we have a nervous system, duh, right? And we also know that it's powerful, right? That it controls a lot. However, there's a whole lot of people in the manifestation community. I'm proud of you. I love that flashing. There's a lot of people in the manifestation community that would like to lead you to believe that if you're not manifesting, then you have an unregulated nervous system. That's what they'll lead you to believe. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Okay? But however, again, if this is an assumption you have, we don't have time to figure that shit out, right? Because there's other more pressing matters. So if that is an assumption that you've created that, oh, I have to regulate my nervous system, or there's a problem with my nervous system, and that's why my shit ain't coming, well, then we need to fix that, okay? So therefore, you're fine. But do not, and I mean do not, twist my words and say, Jen said that I need to have a regulated nervous system to manifest. That is not what I said at all, okay? In fact, all I'm saying is I think it's a good thing, because why wouldn't you want to have a regulated nervous system? You know what I mean? Okay, so that's what this is all about. In this one, I'm waiting for her. Where the fuck is she? I'm waiting for her to pop in here. So I don't know how you find my lives. I don't know how you find my lives. But I feel like maybe one of you guys can answer. If you go on my page, like on my profile, does it tell you when I'm live? Could someone answer that question? I have no fucking idea. Because I hope that she could find my live. Because if not, that would be, okay, good. Okay, it does tell you, okay. So then when she pops in here, I will introduce you to her. Okay, have you got anything earlier available the next week? Yeah, AJ, I have some time this weekend. If you need, I also can make some time. You know, AJ, you're very pressing in the matter, so I'll make some time for you, my dude. I will make some time for you, or my bitch. I don't know why I called you my dude. I will make some time for you, okay? So I will message you after this and get you in the books, okay? So it could be like later on, like tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I have some time tomorrow, because I don't let people schedule certain times, you know, so I can decompress. But that's all right. That's all right, AJ. I got your back. I got your back. Okay, let's see where she's at. Can I find somebody on here? Is there any way to find somebody? Let's see here. I don't fucking know. I'll just wait till she pops in. Okay, and we'll ask oh yeah, you've booked for next Thursday. Yeah, that's a long time from now, bitch. That's a long time from now. So let's move you forward. Okay. And I realize that sometimes on certain calendars, I don't have, what's it called? Oh, weekends available. But I do on my other calendars. It's weird, but I haven't fixed it. Do always wait for them to reach out first. For Melosi, the answer to that is yes and no. Hey, Matthew, I missed you today earlier, my dude. You don't think I don't know when you guys don't show up? Because I do. The answer to that is yes and no, okay? It depends on your relationship with your SP. So if I was to sit there and say, you know, if I told you to contact them now, how does that make you feel? And do you know if they would respond? If the answer to that is no, then no, don't contact them. But if the answer to that is yes, I know that if I messaged him, he would respond. Then why not? Then why not? I would. You know what I'm saying? I certainly wouldn't, like, you know, I talked about this earlier, is there was one of my clients was like, I didn't see him this weekend. I said, okay, she's in a relationship with this guy. I said, okay. I said, that's fine. I said, you didn't see him this weekend, but if I ask, answer, pop your questions down here while I wait for my friend to show up. Okay, but it's like, okay, well, if I ask them to, or I said, okay, if you asked him to contact you, do you know if he would? She's like, yeah, I know. Or if you asked to see, I said, if you asked him to see you this weekend, do you know if he would? She goes, yeah, I know he would. Well, then what the fuck? What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, then message him. Duh. Duh. No account one. Can you manifest the amount of times I hear the word fucking avoidant makes me want to vomit. Yes, you can manifest anybody you want, but the first thing you have to start doing is stop describing them as, you know, avoidant. Okay? You can't describe them as avoidant. As long as you think that he's avoidant and that's how you look at him, well, guess what? He has to be avoidant. How do I get her? She's in here. She's in here. Now, how do I fucking figure this out? Angela, can you ask to be a guest? Can you ask to be a guest? Is it because he distanced a bit but reached out to me yesterday? Good. Good. So contact him. Why not? Why not? It goes both ways. You know what I'm saying. Okay. So, also, Matthew, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and send me a private message. Okay. Send me a private message. Okay. Now, how do I do this shit? Okay. Expand both. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Oh, how do I not follow you? That's fucking rude. Can we do that? Can we do that? Okay. Let's see here. I can do that. Okay. So, before I bring her on, like I said, we were talking about regulated nervous systems and nervous systems in general, which I know nothing about. And I don't pretend and I don't teach on anything I don't know. So I want you guys to listen to her. She's going to come here. She knows exactly what she's talking about. This is a superpower of hers. She's fucking amazing, by the way. So in case you've been sleeping, do what I say. Join her masterclass because it'll change your life. And who the hell doesn't want to be like that? Huh? So go ahead, do what I say, follow her first and foremost, show your support because I fucking told you so. And then also be sure to sign up for a masterclass. The link is in my bio, okay? It is completely free for you guys. And she's gonna drop some fucking wisdom, okay? So listen up. Also, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Anything that you need, questions that you have about regulated nervous system or nervous systems in general. Drop that shit down below because I don't know. So I'm going to let her take over. So welcome, my friend, the holistic pharmacist. Her name is Angela Orr. And do what I just told you to do. Do you understand? Okay. Now let's expand her.
I'm just going to check. You can Angela. Hear me okay? Hi, can you hear me okay?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay.
Oh, apparently everyone else can hear you.
Everybody else can hear me, but you can't?
So you go right ahead. Do your thing, girl.
Okay, that's a little odd, but hello, everybody. And first, I would like to say how honored I am to be here. Thank you so much for having me on with your besties. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about nervous system, but really what I wanted to do, I'm going to just tell you a little teeny bit about myself and then we can get into it. So I'm a pharmacist of 40 years, and this is actually my first TikTok. So excuse me if I make some mistakes. Or I've done a lot of lives, I've done a lot of videos, so I hope that you can I have that experience, but I just haven't gone live on TikTok. Actually, up until December, I was not even on TikTok. But I love the platform. So many amazing people that I've met. So many amazing people are on here. I am a pharmacist of over 40 years. And 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I owned 2 pharmacies, and the stress was killing me. My nervous system was so dysregulated. That's what I've come to realize. At the time, I didn't know it, of course, but I just knew that I couldn't go on the way that I was, that I had to change something. And so I went on this quest, and I've been through a lot of different trainings. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a certified heart math practitioner, if anybody's heard of heart math. I am an EFT provider. I've done a lot of different things, including studying a lot of the greats from the past, like Neville Goddard and Joseph Murray and different things. I follow Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I just say all that so that you'll know kind of who I am, not to brag, but just to tell you. And I met Jen in a business container a couple years ago, and we've been pretty good friends. And she is the best. I just love her, and what she does works, and it's similar to what I do, just a little different. I really believe that affirmations can change it really changes our direction, right? When we say affirmations, it changes the direction so that we are going towards what we want. But what regulation does, it helps to increase our capacity, because a lot of times our capacity is diminished when we feel like that overwhelm or that stress, things like that. So I am going to put on my glasses because I want to just make sure that I answer any questions as we go along.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions I can hear you now. She was right, turn up my
Oh, you can
volume.
hear me now, Jen? Oh,
Yeah,
good.
I need to turn up my volume.
Oh,
Yeah, any questions that
oh,
you guys
well, that would
have
help.
regarding a nervous system, like ask your questions because we all know we have one, but you may not know and realize the impact it has on your life in general, things that you
Yeah,
have going on. So literally, you need to find out, educate yourself, right? There's a lot of
yeah,
false information on the internet that are trying to lead you to believe all this bullshit. And
yeah,
so we're here to clarify the stuff for you when it
yeah,
comes to your nervous system. So maybe, Angela, you can
absolutely.
start by telling people, first of all, what is a nervous system? So I know.
So I would love to explain that. A lot of people are like, "Oh, my nervous system," and I know that's a lot of discussion out there in the world today. So let me give you, if it's okay, a very basic science lesson. So we have what we call an autonomic nervous system because it runs automatically. We don't even have to think about it. And there's two parts to the autonomic nervous system. There's the parasympathetic and then the sympathetic. And the sympathetic is that fight or flight. That's that system that controls our reactions and our bodies when we're in that fight or flight. And the parasympathetic is the branch of the nervous system that is when you are more in a regulated state. So it controls breathing, digestion, all of those things that happen automatically. And what happens is when somebody is dysregulated, they basically their sympathetic nervous system runs the show. You are never dysregulated because you're too relaxed, which a lot of people, if you think about it, you can never be really too relaxed. So it's only when you're in that system that you're in fight or flight. So when you're dysregulated, that is imbalanced. So what causes dysregulation? So things that affect your sympathetic nervous system or the fight or flight, there's a couple of different things that can do that. It could be like some kind of trauma, physical trauma I'm talking about, like car accident, that type of thing. It can be toxins in the environment or things like that. But the biggest thing that really works on or dysregulates the sympathetic nervous system is thoughts. And actually, it's not even thoughts, but it's your perception of the thoughts. And this is all science based. That's what I love about what I do because, oh, good, somebody says that they've been using heart math. It is a game changer with anxiety. Absolutely. Um, so when you're in that fight or flight, and I think, does everybody know what I'm talking about? Fight or flight is when in the past, our ancestors, you were being chased, or say a zebra is being chased by a gazelle, or a lion or something. Well, what happens is your body automatically sends all of your resources to your limbs so you can run to get away because that is the fight, flight, or hide system. So you try to get away or you fight back or you try to hide from whatever predator is after you. And that's normal. You want to have that system. You need to have that system. It is all about balance because you have to be vigilant about, things in your environment and be able to be aware if something is an imminent threat so that you can take the appropriate action. The problem is when a zebra gets away from that predator, goes back to the field within about a half an hour, it is back to normal. It's grazing, it's eating, it's digesting. Maybe it wants to have a little, you know, mating or whatever. Like it can do whatever it normally does. With us, and so that's a balance. So that's when the autonomic and nervous system, the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems are balanced. In the unbalanced state, when you have that fight or flight, you have a really high increase of many different chemicals, like 1,500 chemicals in your body. The one that people know about the most is cortisol. And you need cortisol for a lot of different things, but when you have a higher than normal level of it over an extended period of time, it hurts your body. So it actually causes diseases, and it's thought to believe that it's the cause for 80 to 90% of diseases in the world today. Overproduction cortisol, because it leads to systemic long-term inflammation in your body. So I know this is a little sciencey, but it's good to know, because it's good to know, like, your thoughts can do this to you. Like, your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts can do that to you. On the other side, with humans, when you stop being in that direct threat, we should balance, right? But the gazelle is your mother-in-law, or the lion is your SP who's not responding to you. Your that predator is traffic. It's your boss. So humans are the only people that have that frontal cortex, that we have that thinking brain, and that's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So when you continually are in that elevated stress level, then what happens is you never get reset, and you never reset those chemicals in your body. So I hope that that was not too much science, Jen, or, but that's kind of like, so when you are unregulated, it means that you're always in that fight or flight. And I know people, including myself, I've done personal development for a long time. And what I realized about a couple years ago is that I was making progress, but not like what I wanted to. And it was because my nerve, I couldn't, the changes couldn't last in my body, because when you're unregulated, you feel unsafe. So you don't feel safe in your body. You are kind of disconnected, because you're always worried about things. And then you have you have a chemical cocktail in your body that basically is harmful. So your thoughts about not having what you want, or you're worried, or you're stressed, all of those type of things actually can make you sick.
So this is where like people would label, this is like for people that like suffer or deal with stress and anxiety, is because they're constantly worrying about the unknown.
They're constantly worrying about the unknown, and that anxiety, again, it comes out as anxiety, but to me is, and that's where the heart math comes in. So to talk a little bit about that. So your heart, what happens is, when you're in a constant state of threat or anxiety, or those anxious, nervous thoughts, things like that, um, that's awesome. Somebody said I had to fix my cortisol for your stomach. Yes, it affects every area of your body. So your heart literally is the first organ that you make in your body when you're in the womb, and it dictates to every other system when to develop. So your heart is really important. What happens is your heart sends more information to the brain than the brain to the heart. And when the heart is incoherent, the brain is incoherent. So think about a time that you're really stressed. You're like, you just got in an accident, or something happened, or somebody hit you, in an accident, or whatever, right? All of a sudden you get upset, and your heart starts beating, and you get, it's hard to make decisions. You don't have a lot of clarity. And that's because the heart is sending incoherent messages. So when the heart is regulated, and to me, the heart is where you regulate the nervous system. Because when the heart is regulated and coherent, that is in a particular rhythmic beat that is optimal for health, it actually sends, more information up to the brain, as I said, and not only through the vagus nerve and through different pathways, but it also has direct input into the areas of the brain that are responsible for cognitive function. So those higher elevation, like I said, um, decision making, the clear thinking, the energy, that type of thing. So when we can regulate our heart, we can really regulate our nervous system. And like I said, it's really hard. And the heart is also where you have a lot of those emotions. And I think, again, like I said earlier, robotic affirmations are wonderful. And I use them all the time. I just have found for myself that, it sends me to a certain direction. And Jen has such a great way of talking about them, because I think her and I say a lot of the same things, maybe just a little differently. Because when you can really truly believe that as your identity, what you're doing is you're regulating that nervous system. And you're also telling your heart that it's safe and it's okay. And then when your heart can become more regulated, what happens is it sends out those waves to the other parts of the body to help, as you want, calm it down. Did that kind of answer that question, Jen?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, this is in all areas of life, right? This is where you find that you don't just get anxious in one thing, you get anxious in several areas of your life, right? You're constantly walking around like how Missy Joy said, right? Her boyfriend is a DA, and she leans more anxious, and then they're constantly triggering each other, right?
Yeah.
And that's a nervous system issue. So it's like, it's important that you regulate your nervous system because it benefits you in life, right? So you're not just walking around in fight or flight mode for everything because your job is a stressor, right? And this is where I think a lot of people may have a hard time, correct me if I'm wrong, is when they're done working, shutting that mode off and being present
Yeah.
in the moment at home, right? Is they're
Yep.
constantly, their mind is in overdrive, and then they're constantly stressed out all the time, even though they're not at work and they haven't been at work in 3 hours. They're still stressed
Yep.
out about tomorrow. And it's just
Yep.
every day.
And what happens a lot also is you almost condition your body. So when you have an overproduction of that cortisol, your body becomes addicted to it. So you actually have kind of trained your body in a way to expect those chemicals and that those that feeling that you have, that anxious, like tight in the chest kind of thing and all of that. And that's why it's so important. Like I teach not only for nervous system regulation, there's a lot of different tools that I use, but some of them are, a lot of them are working with your body so that you can feel safe in your body. Because when you can feel safe in your body, that's when you can really start to see big changes. And I think, like somebody was saying about how they can trigger each other, and I believe that part of that nervous system dysregulation is, like I just said, getting used to those chemicals. And then what happens is sometimes unconsciously we kind of like look for something to help produce them.
That makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like what's it called? Munchausen syndrome, right? Is somehow you benefit by, and this is what I've been telling you guys, is sometimes when you're a victim in your own reality, is you're subconsciously benefiting from it, because when you're a victim and you're sad and having a down day, how do people respond, right? They give you attention. And so it's the attention that we seek. So therefore we've now subconsciously made that attachment. So same thing, is it's the same type of thing, is you're subconsciously benefiting by holding on to something because you're treated differently in a sense.
Yes, absolutely. And the other thing that happens, I think, with that is that your body's when you are in that fight or flight all the time, you're hyper vigilant. So instead of like being in the moment or being feeling calm and confident that what you want is going to happen, what happens a lot is that you're hyper vigilant. And so your body, so our we were born we were born with a negative bias, because our what we need to do is survive. So we're born with kind of a negative bias, and we're also born to kind of like be aware of our surroundings, because if you're not, um, then what can happen is something might happen and you don't want to miss it. And so what your body is doing is always looking for that. So my phone fell off. My phone fell off of my, oh my goodness. And I've got boxes all around. I was trying to hide it. I had a home fire.
She's totally
Okay, see
fine.
me? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
I've been through so much. I had a home fire and was out of my house, and I just have been in. And there's my phone. Okay, great. But anyway, as I was saying, so in the past, what just happened would have really triggered me. And with the phone falling and then somebody calling in and this that would have really triggered me in the past. But I've trained myself enough to know no big deal. Because then I would have also hyper thought about, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. I hope Jen's not mad at me. What are they going to think? And all that kind of bullshit.
Well, I was like,
But doing this,
nothing surprises my audience, so we're fine.
but doing the nervous system work that I do, like that just doesn't even faze me anymore. But the other thing that I was going to say about it, and it kind of goes along with what Jen talks about a lot, the with the robotic affirmations and being so persistent, because when you become hyper vigilant on something, if it's something that makes you get into that fight or flight, it's really hard to get out of. So when you're thinking about your SP, or you're thinking about work, or you're thinking about your mother-in-law, or whatever it may be, and you fixate on that, which we tend to do as people, right? That's just human nature. You're not alone. You're not alone. Everybody does it. But instead, when you can change that focus, like I said, affirmations change direction, but regulation helps capacity. So that if you do start to get into that fight or flight, or that veering off course, you can course correct easier, because you're gonna always go off course. Nobody ever not goes off course, but it's a matter of how long do you stay there. So the next question that a lot of people ask is, well, how do I change my thoughts, because I can't help it? And that's true. A lot of people and there's a lot of different tools and techniques. And I find that some of the things that I work with, that I'll actually be going over in my master class, are things that you can do, like some of them in under 3 minutes, that can change your state right here and now. And sometimes you have to do that 1,000 times a day. But just like you have to robotically affirm, but you have a choice. You can do that or you cannot. But then you keep living in a way that you don't want to live. So let me give you an example. So Jenna, if it's okay, I'm going to just actually do a practice with everybody.
All right, go for
So
it.
it's like experiential sometimes is better than me explaining it. So this is a heart math technique that I teach, and it's very simple. Do not let the simplicity of it take away from the profound impact it can have. So it's a simple breath technique. So I invite everybody to sit back and relax, and then breathe in and out through your nose. You can close your eyes if you'd like. You can keep them open, but breathe in and out through your nose in a normal pace, so rhythmic, but a slower than normal. So 5 in, 6 out, because that extra breath out will really help to stimulate the vagal nerve. So just breathe in and out. Thoughts are going to come, thoughts are going to go. Just let them go to the side. And as you do this, envision, not just imagine, but feel the breath going in through your heart. And I invite you to put your left hand on your chest, just to kind of feel it, to remind you to just breathe in and out slower than normal through your chest area. And by doing this, so just keep taking the breaths. And as I said, thoughts may come, just let them like clouds wisp away. Take a few more breaths. And it's been scientifically shown that if you can do this for 15 minutes a day, it will change your emotional baseline. And it doesn't even have to be contiguous. It can be 5, 5, and 5. And 3 minutes of it will change your biology, physiology, and um, chemistry for up to 6 hours. So, going back to how do I do that with my thoughts? So, the first thing is being aware. And I think that if you understand the science of how your thoughts affect your body, that is a big, I think that's a big aha for people. I mean, 90% of doctor visits are really due to inflammation, which is a increased production of cortisol over an extended period of time. That's crazy.
And I'm sure you see it a lot being a pharmacist of people just being prescribed endless medication when really some simple little tweaks can really benefit them outside of creating a codependent relationship with medication.
One of the things, so I love being a pharmacist. Like I said, I've been doing it 41 years. It's changed a lot. 40 years ago it was not like this. And I believe that meditation is medication. I believe in the judicious or sparing use of medicine. And I have a lot of clients who have been on medicine and come off or don't want to go on medicine, especially the antidepressants and anti-anxieties, because although they work, you have the placebo effect a lot. And the placebo effect, that's great that you make your own medicine from herbs. That's fantastic. Um, the placebo effect is where companies will do studies on their medicine and how well they do, and they will have a group that gets the medicine and a group that doesn't. And sometimes 25% of the group, there's only sometimes like there's a 25% of people in the placebo group who didn't even get the medicine still got better. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because they believed that it would make them better, or they
Absolutely.
believed their doctor saying that it's going to
Absolutely.
make them better, that it would make them better. And I think you talk about that, Jen.
Oh yeah, we do placebos. But that's where, okay, so in case you guys are just tuning in, because also I will post this on my YouTube channel as well, so you guys can watch the replay in case you missed the breathing exercise that she did with you guys. I know you bitches, okay? So don't lie to yourselves. A lot of you guys like to spiral, okay? Where you will spiral in your thoughts, and I tell you what to do to get over them. But I think that if you would incorporate the breathing exercise that she just went through, I think that would really calm your asses down so that you can literally refocus, regroup, and go forward, because that unfortunately is a lot of their issues is they will spiral in the thoughts, then get like, be their own worst enemy, if you will. And now they're spiraling, now they're victimizing themselves, now they're in the oh, woo is me stage. And I think that if they can, or they're very anxious about things. So I think if you guys will start doing this, like everything, like we talked about earlier, you guys need to lock it in. Do this, okay? Whenever, yeah, you are, James. James is the best. He's with me. But if you guys would lock this in and start using this as something so simple to get your guys calmed down, because some of you guys get out of control and your thoughts you're battling in your thoughts. So instead, breathe, take a second, breathe. And then what's going to happen? You're going to start feeling better to refocus on your thoughts the way you want them to. So do take this shit serious, guys. Okay. And then I do have to let you know, in case you're just tuning in, obviously, you have a nervous system. Okay. Obviously, that there's times when, like she said, you're in flight or flight mode. And there's times when you're anxious, overly anxious about something that in hindsight may not in reality be something that normal people would be over anxious about. And that's okay. We have to be honest with ourselves. So I want you guys right now, don't leave the live, of course, but click the link in my bio, sign up for her free masterclass, okay? Or if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description, okay? Join that
And
masterclass.
it's also in my bio
Yeah, it's in her bio as
on my
well. And make
TikTok.
sure that you go follow her ass. What I tell you, go follow her. She knows her shit, okay? She knows what she's talking about. And so I think if you take what I teach you and then also learn how to really regulate your nervous system, then you're going to be unstoppable. And
Yeah.
oh, I see you here, bitch. I see you here, NYC. Right now, in my freaking bio or in her bio, you're going to go and sign up for her masterclass. If you want to get out of victim mentality jail in my in my group, yeah, you're going exactly. Then she's in victim mentality jail right now. My WhatsApp group right now, NYC. Go join this masterclass because this will really help you. Given where you know that you should be able to click on her name. Can you not click on her name and
Yep.
follow? Her name is Holistic Pharmacist. Okay,
Yep.
so click on her, follow her, and show your love, of course, but listen to her. Okay, I know. So and that's the thing, you guys. I told you guys, I don't want you guys to create an assumption that you have to have a regulated nervous system to manifest. That is not
Right.
true.
Right.
Okay, but
Right.
if you're experiencing any of the things that she's talking about, do not create the assumption, but fix it. Right? We can always better
Right.
ourselves and evolve as people, which is what I'm telling you guys and teaching you guys how to do. And that's what this is about. It's about evolving and saying, okay, I do get anxious about things all the time. I do let my thoughts spiral out of control. I am down on myself a lot. So maybe I should go regulate that crap and get it under control. That's what this is about. Okay? You already know I don't
Yeah.
let anybody on my lives. This is my show all the time. But I love her and I believe in what she's doing. Okay? So you need to freaking look at that. Somebody just sent you a kitty cat emoji. Okay? So that's what exactly
Me?
though. So go join her stuff. Yeah. She
They
sent it
sell,
to
they
me.
said it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I've
Yeah. So
told you
this is
guys I'm
it.
kind of new to TikTok. And I
Yeah.
actually am an older TikToker. I mean, I'm going to be 65 this year, but I don't think I look it.
Absolutely not. And let me tell you guys, she's been through a lot in the past 12 months where, I'm not going to put her own personal business out here, but she's been through a lot in 12 months where most of you guys would have crumbled and burned to the ground, okay,
Yeah.
with what she's
Yeah.
done. But you know what? She keeps pushing forward. She picked herself up because she has learned and she applies what she's teaching. So that is something that you guys need. That's something that you guys need, right? A nervous system is very powerful in your life. So I think if you regulate that, you guys wouldn't be hyper freaking worried about the stupid shit. Okay?
Yep. Yep.
Now continue.
Exactly. And the spanking continues. Smack, smack.
They already know. They
Love
already
it.
know my personality.
They
But
had that
so,
earlier.
so Angela, if I could like explain in life in general and in different areas of life, if I could regulate my nervous system, right? If I learned how to at least have a regulated nervous system from you, like how would different things in my life change?
That is a great question. And that really is kind of personal, but let me just give you some examples. So, say that you're a person you're very dysregulated, which means that you feel like always on edge. You maybe have a hard time sleeping. You get indigestion a lot. You snap easily at people. You just don't have that patience at all. So those are just some examples of dysregulation. You have high anxiety, things trigger you, that type of thing. If you can regulate your nervous system, and to me, another way of saying regulated nervous system is moment mastery. Because if you can master your moments, you can master your life. But it's all about making different decisions. And that's the hardest part for, I think, us, because again, we have convinced ourselves that this is just the way that I am. I always worry about this. I'm a worrier like my mother. I mean, that's how I used to say it. I'm a worrier like my mother and grandmother. Well, I've come to believe, and I'll take, fuck that. That's not how I want to live my life. So, what I have found is when you can regulate your nervous system, you have clarity. You can think better. You make better decisions. You can sleep better. It's actually anti-aging. Like, I feel like I'm going to be 65, you guys, this year. And I feel like I do not look it. And actually, to get a little more into the science, there's something that we call telomeres, which are something in your body, and the length of the telomere shrinks as you age. And by the things that I talk about, you can actually stop that shrinking or slow it down or even grow them back. So that's how you can truly anti-age. Like, can you believe like how you think can do that? Now, how do you do that? And I'm going to be going over in more detail in the masterclass and stuff. But one of the things you have to do is you have to make a fucking decision. And I mean, like, really make a decision. We all think that we make a decision that we want to change, that we don't want to be like this, that this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do. And 2 minutes later, we're back to the same. And that's really just a human thing. So it's not that there's anything wrong with you. So don't take it that way at all. But it has to be, have you ever had something happen in your life? Well, for example, let me ask this. Has there been something in the world that happened that you were like, you knew where you were, you know what you were wearing, you know what you were doing? So for me, it was like 9/11. Like, that's just something in my brain. Like, I remember being at work at a pharmacy and it happening. And it was like, of course, everybody was so scared. And it's like, it just is embedded in your head, right? In your brain, in your soul, in your body. Well, that was because it was an experience that imprinted on me. So if you can find a way to make a decision that imprints you so deeply and make that decision like that line in the sand, like, just a lot of times, sometimes I find that with a lot of my clients or even myself, I almost have to use anger. But it's kind of like a bow and arrow, right? You think about a bow and arrow, if you bring back the bow like this far and you let it, this is how we make decisions. You bring it back, beep, what happens? Boop, the bow just like flips, right? But if you bring back the bow a little bit more, still doesn't go anywhere, right? But if you can bring that bow back all the way because you're so pissed off about how you're living, then when you let go, man, you have energy and power then to keep going forward. And you may have to do that a few times, right? You may have to do that multiple times. So that's where it starts. And then there's so many other things that, I can go into, but thank you. Somebody said I look amazing. I think so. But anyway, so that's to me. So what you're going to see as somebody who's regulated, like, I've had people who went off of diabetes medications because their diabetes was caused by inflammation. People have gone off PPIs, which, if you know what those are, the proton pump inhibitors, which are like the Zantac or the ranitidine, the things that you use for your gastrointestinal. That's one of the biggest things that I see, especially people have heart problems. I don't want to say disappear, because again, I do not advocate for people just to go off medicine and not get medical care. That is not at all what I believe. I believe that you have to work with your medical professional, but then maybe working with them and doing this type of work, you can actually, a lot of people have come off medicine or not gone on the antidepressant, the anti-anxiety, all that. All of that is decreased significantly. So you can live in a more peaceful place. I mean, who doesn't want that? Or fun, have joy, have fun. I don't want to be a drag my whole life. And that's what I was, before I did all this work. And to me, stress was the number one cause of my breast cancer. So I had breast cancer, as I said, about 13 years ago. I was 120, 130 pounds heavier. I'm still working on that part. I drank a lot of alcohol, and that dysregulated me. I thought it regulated me, but it definitely. So I've been alcohol free this year, 6 years. I had 2 pharmacies. I sold them both eventually, and I do work part-time still to a pharmacy that I sold my pharmacy to, but now I can work more on this, and then this way, when I retire, to do this um, to do this. And yes, somebody just said that your mother was just diagnosed this week. So, and it is 100% stress. But my question to you is there a way that you can find to deal with the situation that's not so stressful, because that is not going to fix the problem? And I'm not trying to make light of your mother's situation, or that when we get a serious diagnosis, but it's how can we regulate ourselves and still be in the present moment despite all of the external circumstances, because that therein is where the magic lies. And just think about, your mom's going to need probably a lot of support and a lot of help. And if you can be the one to be that rock of Gibraltar or that strength for them, what a difference that will make for you and your family.
Yeah, well, they say, and I will never create this assumption in my crowd, but that's like what they say, stress is the silent killer, right? It's something that we deal with and we try to push it aside. And that's all we do is just deal with it and push it aside, but yet it's still there, right? And in fact, it
Hmm.
amplifies if you don't deal with it. It's just compounding. And so, for all of you that are dealing with this and having stress and so forth, go sign up for a fucking masterclass. Are you sleeping around here? What did I say? Okay.
Yep.
So, moles, guess what you're going to do right now, my dear? You're going to go sign up for a masterclass, because I think that this is something, it's not a mistake that you happen to be on here right now, although she's on most of my stuff. But the fact that this is fresh for you, I think you need to get ahead of the game. Okay. So you need to go and sign up for a free masterclass, because it's something that I think is going to help you navigate through it, right? So that you can be present. And then maybe, you'll learn things to teach your mom how to do. You know what I'm saying? And help your mom, because people go
Absolutely.
in remission all the time. Priya, you can either go on her page, and while you're on her page, go ahead and follow her. And then, and same with you, Moles, or you can click the link in my bio. It's there as well. So you can sign up for her masterclass. And so make sure you guys do that, because I think that that's something, Moles, that's going to really benefit you to also be able to help your mom. Because if you learn
Yeah.
tools and techniques, you can help your mom. People go into remission every day. Angela did, right? When you
Yep.
learn these techniques and you can teach them to her, and then obviously, as you know, we're going to change the story about your mom too. Okay. Oh, hey,
Yep.
Marlev. Okay, link is in my bio, or go to Holistic Pharmacist on TikTok and follow her first and foremost, and then subscribe, and then join her masterclass. Okay, I know I know you do have a VIP upgrade. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the VIP upgrade is
Because
$26.
someone did say that they signed up for that.
Oh, great. So it's $26. And I'm just reading here. My neurologist that diagnosed me with young onset Parkinson's. So your neurologist taught you about heart math. That's awesome. Oh, I love that. I'll talk more about heart math in a minute, because I just absolutely love heart math. Um, so with the VIP upgrade, which is $26, it includes an extra class. So we have the master class next week. The week after, we're going to have the VIP Q&A session. So it's just for people who sign up for that. You also are going to get some journaling prompts, and you're going to get a downloadable guided meditation, because I'm really good at writing meditations and really honing in on them. And so you're going to get that also. And you get unlimited playback of the video will always be there for you to go back and watch. Whereas with the other, if you don't do VIP, it's a 72-hour watch back time.
Perfect. Now talk about heart math. What the heck is heart math?
So Heart Math is a wonderful organization out of Northern California. They have been doing studies on heart coherence for decades. We have, I think now, almost 500 published studies that talk about how heart coherence changes your biology, physiology, and chemistry. So it's scientifically proven. And how a coherent heart changes your emotional baseline. It can change, it just changes, like I said, your biology, physiology, and chemistry. They have some very simple techniques, but very profound. But they also have profound technology, which is really wonderful. And they've done so many different studies on not only people, but even like nature. We, uh, I'll get into that in a minute. But with the technology that they have, which is pretty affordable, it's a couple $100, but they have a heart rate, an HRV monitor, because what they really focus on is heart rate variability. And heart rate variability is the timing of the beats of your heart, but it's not just the timing; it's also the rhythm, the rhythmic, the way that the patterns go. So is it, like an incoherent heart, would have a graph that looks jagged, right? Whereas a coherent heart can, is more smooth and cleaner, if you will. So some of you who may be into health, you may know like Aura Ring has an HRV monitor in it. Apple Watch has it in it. But our technology, like the Aura Ring, I think is like they will measure your HRV overnight, like 2, 3, 4 times maybe. Ours measures it like every 5 seconds, looking back over like 16 seconds and averages it. So the technology and the accuracy of it is just so much. And I love their app that goes with it because you pair it to an app and they really have gamified it. So it's really fun to like use and to really monitor, because when you can control that HRV, or heart rate variability, that's when you can get into a coherent state. And as I said earlier, it's nearly impossible to have a coherent body system without a coherent heart. And so their simple techniques are just like what I did with that breathing exercise earlier, what is a heart math technique. And, there's all kinds of breathing techniques. Some are really the Kundalini, or some of them are really, to me, very physical. And what I love about heart math is that heart centered breathing you can do anywhere, anytime. So I can be in the middle of the pharmacy and it's chaotic and crazy. I can just put my hand on my heart and breathe, or go to the bathroom and do it. And I can get myself out of that fight or flight in a minute. It's powerful. So that's
Yeah.
what, so they're, like I said, they're out of, and they have a lot of great resources and everything on their website too. So Adriana uses the monitor and app. That's awesome. A tremors, your tremors have decreased when you're coherent. Yep. Yep. It's amazing with that HRV, just monitoring it, because what you do is when you monitor it, you can actually like train your body. So you train yourself in your mind then to affect the body to be in that heart coherent space. So the other thing about heart coherence, so think about it like this, because that's where all of our good feelings emanate from, is our heart. So like when you're thinking about your love, your SP, whatever thing that you want in your life, you want to have those good feelings. And heart math also helps to train us. We call them regenerating feelings. And then, because they really do regenerate you, right? So you can get out of that, again, that anger, that frustration, all of that, to get over to a better feeling. And what I love about heart math too is that sometimes it's not possible in your situation to maybe go from frustration or anger to joy. I mean, that's just not a feasible. But there's a lot of training in going to neutrality. And again, this could help with your SP to go to a more neutral place instead of, because then that's more realistic. And if you can get yourself there and stay there, then you can eventually then bring yourself to the other side. Um, I said I was going to talk about something and I forgot what it was, but
That's life. Good. Go do it now, Marlev. And I love her, by the way. I met with her yesterday, and she's getting significant progress with her SP. Same with Joe. As you've now seen Joe, you're powerful, bitch. Okay.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so that's where I really need you guys. This is the point where you're honest with yourself, right? I'm always telling you guys you need to be honest with yourselves, right? We can't lie to ourselves. There's things that you can be delusional about when you're manifesting and so forth. But the one thing you can't do, oh, Marlo, I got it, girl. I got it. And she ain't got shit on you, bitch. Let me just tell you. um, yeah, that is you after Friday, girl. But you have to realize is that there's so many different. You have to be honest with yourself. Okay, this is the point where you're honest with yourself and say, okay, do I have anxious feelings often? Right? Do I find that I'm stressed out in situations that maybe in hindsight, if you were to look on the outside in, aren't necessarily things the average person may be stressed out about? Right? Are you dealing with where, like you said, where you're triggered easily by, and you bitches know who you are. Let's not fake the funk around here, okay? Because you know that you get triggered. I just talked about this for like 30 minutes today, bitching at them because they get triggered over stupid shit, like really stupid stuff. And so it's like if you're finding that you're getting triggered easily, or all of a sudden you've got massive, like you're getting angry at, like you just lash out at like stupid little stuff. That's when you need to now be honest. Yeah, yeah, James. That's when you need to be honest with yourself. And that's where it's like, okay, like let's separate manifestation from nervous system. These are emotions and feelings you're experiencing in your body, right? And I tell you guys that emotions are not manifesting, it's your thoughts. But it's the problem when you align your thoughts with the emotion, right? When thoughts are aligning with the emotion, that is creating that's triggering you over stupid nonsense. Then that's what you guys need to go and get this. You guys need to go sign up for the masterclass and regulate that nervous system, because why not? The only we don't create the assumption. I told you guys, don't create the assumption that the two are connected. However, you need to, what do I always tell you? We're evolving as people. We're evolving in society, right? We have to be better versions of ourselves. So therefore, we don't repeat history over and over again. So if that means that you need to go, Terry, it's free, but she has a $26 upgrade, which gives you an additional VIP session and so forth. But it's free. Okay, so the link is in my bio, or go to Holistic Pharmacist on TikTok. Follow her while you're there, like I told you already, and join her masterclass because she's very intelligent at what she does. Okay, she's very intelligent, and and I love her, and we're part of the same circle. So if you don't think she's going to give you massive value on the masterclass, I don't know what the fuck you think this is. Okay, you should know she's a lot like me. Okay, so
Absolutely.
yes, just different personality styles. I'll check your ass when
The
you get out of
same.
line. She'll do it in a nice way.
But you've taught me a few times to say it's okay to say fuck.
Yeah, be yourself. And so we does really help with medical. Answer that for her.
So, nervous system regulation is not always about addressing trauma. So, it says medical trauma aftermath. It absolutely can help. It absolutely can help with that. Um, a lot of times, the different trauma therapies that are out there, you go back into the trauma to try to resolve it and get through it. And to me, the nervous system regulation and what I do is more about dealing with the here and now so that you can go forward as the person you want to be. Because, sometimes insight without action doesn't always help us, right? So but the medical trauma, I can tell you right now, I don't know what kind of medical trauma you had, but anything that happens to us lives in the body. Your body, and that's what I was just reading some notes because I had taken some notes. I've written some notes out before this because I want to make sure that I got to them all. But your body is just trying to protect you. And so any kind of emotion, negative emotion or experience, or even perceived experience, because a lot of times it's not necessarily the experience, but it's the perceived experience. And And any of that type of thing is in the body. So any kind of nervous system regulation normally also has some kind of somatic type of work with it, because we want to release that out of the body. For somebody who has had that, I know that there's a lot of different medical trauma or any kind of deep trauma. I know that there are a lot of things out there. I think that this could absolutely, if you haven't done anything, that this masterclass could maybe give you some tools at least to start with, that
Yeah.
then you can
Hey,
expand on from there.
yeah. Hey, Ren. Nice to see you, bitch. Okay. Also, to piggyback off of your second question, Murray, is you don't want to revisit it. Who the hell wants to go back in time and revisit trauma?
Right,
No. So I
right.
think what she said is very important is being present now and in the moment. Okay. Being present now and in the moment. So you don't have to worry about the trauma, because if you're present in the moment, then you're not focused on medical trauma. You're not focused on the past.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
therefore, you're able to heal and move forward as if, I mean, it's not like as if it never happened, but as if it doesn't affect you anymore, because now you've learned to find the balance. You've learned to move forward in your life instead of revisiting the old shit, because no one should have to do that.
Right, because every time you revisit it in a way that's not beneficial for you, so you think about it and you immediately tense up and your heart starts beating, or any of that. Anytime you do that, it affects your chemicals in your body. And if you get nothing else from this, and I'm going to say this also in my masterclass, your thoughts affect the chemicals in your body. You have control of that. And that's where a lot of us think that we don't, but we do. And it just is, to me, it's a skill. It's a skill that we've learned to be a victim and to give up our sovereignty. We've been taught that. Sit and be quiet. You don't have anything to contribute, or, then that causes all kinds of trauma, or, whatever. But when you can really grasp that your thoughts literally change your biology, physiology, and chemistry, you will be you will think about what you think about very differently. That's called metacognition. And metacognition is when you can think about what you think about. No other species can do it but us. So we have that
Absolutely.
power. And when we can think about what we think about and we can change our thinking, that can change everything for us. And so in your brain, you have neural networks. You have all these networks. So say you had a trauma in the past, or you had a bad experience with your SP. You've made you actually have a network of neurons. You have a neural network in your brain associated with that. And every time you think about it, and you think about it in the same way, you keep reinforcing that.
Hmm.
So when you can think about what you think about, and you can change that narrative, because you have the power to do that, and think of a way that you want it to be, you actually are unwiring and unfiring those neural networks, and you're building new ones.
Yes.
And that's why people say you don't really manifest, you attract who you are. Because those new neural networks in a coherent heart gives out an energy or vibration, because everything in the world is energy and vibration. So you actually kind of extend that out, and then that's what you draw back to you.
Yes, moles. That's what she's referring to.
Say that again.
He says a new neural pathway. Yes.
Yep.
Look at everybody already loves you already, Angela.
Yep.
James says James is one of my favorite guys on my lives. He says he loves you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I
Yeah,
love
same
you
with Sarah
too.
Elizabeth. She's awesome. But I hope you guys learned something. Okay. I hope you learned something here. And that is that you need to take care of your body, right? You need to take care of your emotions. Okay. Because if you don't regulate yourself, then what are you doing, right? You need, good Lord, we always get a couple of these. Well, we get a bunch of them. I'm not going to lie. I
That's
always want to
okay.
know if you're married and want to sell you their
Yeah, I
nonsense.
saw.
Yeah.
That
So,
makes
but
me feel good.
I know, I know. It's, so I hope you guys learned something, okay? Because I really want you guys to take this serious. Your health is wealth, as we know, right? And so why spend the rest of your life worrying about shit and getting all in your emotions and doing all of this stuff to fuck yourself up? Like it hurts you in so many different ways. As you can see when she talked about stress, right? A lot of people had health issues relating to stress. A lot of people have really gone downhill because they're relating to, because they're letting it control their lives. When, like she said, which is like I say, you have the power to change it. Like you
Yes.
literally have the power to change it. So you need to get it under control now so that you can have the rest of your life, excuse me, the rest of your life, good, better. And
Yep.
that's what this is all about. Look at them. They want us to do something together.
I know that's fun.
I know. Maybe we will do something together. And
That
teaching
would be
people how to,
awesome.
yeah, and teaching people how to do both because that you guys need to be honest with yourself. If something is not working for, or it's not something not working for you, but if you find that you are being triggered by nonsense, that your emotions are out of whack, that you are automatically freaking, in flight or fight, or you are, you're overly angry about stuff or you snap off at people. I tell you guys, you're not the only ones affected by this. Okay. Your
No.
families are all affected by this because now they have to be careful how they talk to you because you're just going to snap on their ass. You're pushing your stuff onto them and that becomes a problem. Okay. That becomes
Yep.
a problem in everyone's life around you.
Yep. And that's called entrainment. So what happens is when you have so your heart actually is well, it's the only, really it sends off the most energy or electrical field. You actually have a field around you of energy. And the more contracted you are, the smaller it is. The more your heart is open, the larger it gets. So it can be 8 to 10 feet. Have you ever had somebody in your life that you're like, wow, I don't know what it is about them, but I like them. I want to be around them. And then you have other people who walk into the room and you're like, whoo, man, they are an energy vampire. You don't even know them, but you don't want to know them. And that's because of the vibration and energy they give off, from their heart. And entrainment is when, like I said earlier, your heart sets the coherence for the whole body. And as I said, in the fetus, as a fetus, that's the first thing that develops is your heart, and then it dictates everything else of when it should be developed. But then as an adult or a person, it entrains your body, but it also entrains those around you. So
Yep.
you definitely affect everybody else with your energy. I mean, have you ever, and I have to be honest, in my youth, and when I was younger, I had anger as an issue. I was really angry as a young person. I know that's hard to believe, but I was. And, but I would just go to places or into work and I was so pissed off all the time. And do you think people wanted to be around me? And even if it's something subtle, you may not be angry like that, so outwardly, but perhaps you're always anxious, so you're always thinking about yourself and your thoughts and stuff. Well, it kind of drives people away, and it really affects all of them. Like the woman who was talking earlier, um, yeah, as a teenager, I was not a happy camper. Weed back then really helped me. Oh dear, those days. But anyway, back to here. Um, um, I got off course. But anyway, so
That's okay.
it's just that you're, and to think about really, and again, it's a very hard concept for people to really own that you are responsible for your thoughts and you can change them. There's nobody else. You can take away, you've read all these stories about people who were taken. I just read a story, or I did a master class with a gentleman who was sent to jail. It was really stupid, but he was sent to jail. Um, and he was like, they could take away, my right to do this, and that, but they cannot take away my mind. And he decided to go into jail with a mindset of, um, this is an experiment and I'm undercover. So he's in the transformation world. He's been doing it 30 years. He went to jail because of the court said that he violated one of their orders or something, and he went to like the worst prison in England for 6 months. And but he's like, I'm going to use this as an experiment. And his mindset, he said, I am not going to complain 1 minute when I'm in there. And it was amazing. And the things that he talked about that he did, and he ended up doing training for a lot of the prisoners. And then he developed programs when he got out and have prisons buying his programs and stuff. It was amazing. But he didn't allow himself to really go down that road. And sometimes I used to think, "Oh, I'm so small," because I just think of these stupid things and get so upset and get so obsessed about them when they're really stupid in the big scheme of things. But you have to like forgive yourself and say, okay, that was then, this is now. What choice am I going to make today, right now, in this moment? Because that's really all you have. The past, where does it exist?
Mm-hmm.
Show it to me. You can't. You can't. The only place that past exists is in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only place that it is. That's mind blowing when I heard that and then really got that. There's
Yep.
nowhere that you could see it.
Nope, that's what I always tell people. There's also no future. There's only the point of now. 1 minute from now, it's the point of now. There is no future. So that's where I think we need to focus. And who are you choosing to show up as today? What thoughts are you going to have today? Because then you can change the trajectory of your future. Well,
Yeah.
of your life. So
Yeah.
I love this.
So
All right.
so that's interesting, James. He says his mind was the only thing that saved him in jail. Yes. Yes, because that's the
It
only
is.
thing that they can't take, right? It's the only thing
Mm-hmm.
that they can't take. And good for you that you recognize that and that you were able to use that. Because a lot of people go in there and they can't do that. And then
Ho'oponopono is
yes,
very powerful, James.
yeah,
It's very,
yeah,
very powerful because it's understanding that everything is energy, right? Like she said, and you're connected. Anyone you've ever came in contact with, you're connected to their energy. So when you do
yep,
Ho'oponopono, actually, I was going to make a video. I'll put it in the WhatsApp group about that because I was going to make a video to help you guys out in cutting the old energetic cord with your SP, right? Is there's a whole way to do it. It's a quick visualization technique, but you can actually cut the old energy cord with your SP. And don't be surprised because this has happened to me. The minute you do that, boom, contact. Because now it's fresh energy, and all of a sudden, before you know it, it's fresh energy, and now
yes,
they automatically will just think of you because
yep.
you have cut the old ties with them, the old energy. So remind me, I'll actually make that video for you guys probably by the end of the week, so you guys can do that. I think it'll be freaking amazing for you guys to do that. But in the meantime, okay, I'll do that because I think that that's really important for you guys, especially for these of you that can't get a text. For Christ's sakes, we're going to cut that energy cord and watch. I did that with an
That
ex-boyfriend of mine.
snip, snip, snip.
Yep. I did that with an ex-boyfriend of mine that I had not talked to. I've had the same number for 25 years. I had not talked to him in 8 years. I cut the energy cord with him. He called me in less than 72 hours later and was like, hey, I was just thinking about you. I was like, cut it again. Cut it again. Paige, I will go ahead and make you one. Okay. So no, not a cord cutting meditation. It is a technique. You should only have to do it once. You can do it with anybody that's bad in your life. And boom, all of a sudden that's totally fresh. So, and I'll talk about that tomorrow on my lives as well. Okay. All right, guys, show Angela some love. Okay. This is her first like official live, isn't it?
I've never gone live on TikTok. I've done thousands of videos on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I upload a video actually every day here, but not a live. So anybody, if I can just say this real quick, Jen. So anybody who goes to my page, you're going to see, because I just had started. So I wanted to do something that was simple, get me in the habit, because you have to habit stack, right? Get me in the habit of coming on and doing a video. So I got in the habit of doing the Zen swing, and I'm going to be talking about that in my masterclass. So very, very simple technique or just a very simple swing. It's about just swinging your arms gently, that, but it's really a great somatic workout. So you're going to see I do it every day. I was going to do it just in January, and I decided to do it every day this year. But I'm going to be doing more lives myself, and maybe Jen and I will do some more too. But thank you so much.
Yes. Angela and Lisa, these will be uploaded on YouTube. Okay. So I upload, bitch, I upload all my lives on YouTube. Okay. So this will be available on YouTube as well. The description will change so you guys know. Okay. So while you're here, go ahead. If you are new here and you did not subscribe to Holistic Pharmacist TikTok, go do that shit now, please. Thank you so much. And then also while you're on her page, go ahead and register for her free masterclass. Okay, she's fucking brilliant. You guys know I don't bring anybody on my lives. Never. Except for her. Because she is in alignment. I thought you guys would benefit from her, and the information that she has. And that you guys can, regulate that shit, because you guys need some of that. Okay, some of that good stuff.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that.
Look at them.
I appreciate that, Angela. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Angela. I will not call you holistic pharmacist. I call everybody else that. See, that's what we do. Thank you so much for joining me on my live. And I already know you guys found a whole lot of value. So be sure to attend that masterclass, okay? Unapologetically me. She's one of my amazing admins and mods. As you can see, I don't have to do anything on my lives because they take care of it all.
Beautiful.
They mute everybody if I was out of line. They're amazing. But all right, guys. So if you have any questions, her DMs are also always open to you, okay? So if you need anything, you have any questions, her DMs are open. So don't be shy. Shoot her DM. She's here to answer anything that you have, okay? All right. I love you guys, and I will mute and blog. That's what we do around here. We'll get out of line. Okay, so anything maybe that she didn't explain that you want more of, go ahead and just ask her in her DMs and she will answer you back. All right. Yep. I love all of you guys. And of course, you know that I go live again tomorrow. I will see you all at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And go get your SP and sign up for a masterclass while you're at it. Let's regulate that nervous system. All right, bitches?
Absolutely.
I love you.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Thank you, Jen.
Bye, Angela. I'm going to call you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.